Hey, peace of Christ. This is Pastor Josh with your Tuesday touch base. And I don't know if you remember hearing this, but we talked a little in church and in some email blasts kind of about our financial situation kind of toward the end of last year. So, kind of November and December. It kind of looked like we were going to be, we were sitting around 65 to 80 grand behind in giving. So, we had spent that much more money than we'd brought in. And a lot of our costs are fixed, so there wasn't a whole lot that we could cut. And so we kind of told you as a congregation, hey, this is what's going on. We just want to let you know. We want to invite you to give if you want to. And I just want to say thank you because we were just, as staff, we were just all blown away when we started looking at the numbers at the end of the year because we had the best December of giving I think that we've ever had in the history of Peace with Christ. Like we were talking about this with our finance team, and they didn't remember a better December, and so that was huge. Our November was good, and you guys really rallied. You rallied to support the mission, the opportunity to share the gospel at the end of the year, and it was just incredible, and it's just amazing the generosity that all of you have had, and so thank you. On behalf of our staff, on behalf of our church, for just all of you that gave. And so the end of the story is that we went from 65 grand to behind to we ended the year about 25 grand behind. And again, that's still a little behind. We would have loved to cover all that gap. But the cool thing about it is we get to keep doing the ministry that God has given us to do. We have a few contingency funds that we can use to kind of float ourselves to make sure that we're in a good place going forward. And we're just really excited that we get to kind of continue doing the ministry that God has given us to do in this place. And so that is just a big thank you to you guys. And so obviously, our ministry continuing, it depends on the generosity. You guys give. We get to give with joy to our church in order that ministry is done. But I just want to say thank you for that, and I just want to celebrate that God really has provided the end of the year, and such a cool thing as we look to this next year, and we just get to ask these questions of what is God going to do? What is God going to do through Thomas's new work here with us in student ministry? What is Donna going to do when she continues to connect people? What is our volunteers going to do? What people are going to come to faith in Jesus because we exist here? And it was just so cool toward the end of the year. In November, we got to do that baptism bash, and we got to baptize a lot of people. And I think God's going to continue to do things like that. He's really surprised me in this last year with the people that we've been able to reach with the gospel. And I just keep praying that he keeps surprising us, that we get to just keep seeing his provision when lives are changed, when hearts are changed, when people believe in Jesus. And again, the big thing I'm praying for this year is just that we continue to reach one more in Christ. 7 adult baptisms last year. That's more than we've had in the last 6 years for sure total. But that's a lot of adult baptisms for a church, and I'm praying for big. I'm praying that God continues to do that, and I'm praying maybe there's 15 this year. Maybe there's 15. No, I'm going to boldly play that. I'm praying. I'm praying for 15 adult baptisms this year. I have been, so I'll just be honest with you. I'm praying for 15 adult baptisms because I think God can do big things. I think he can continue to gather people here that don't have a church home. A lot of the people that we're seeing connected here at Peace with Christ, they don't come from a church background. And so we get to teach them about community, about church, about Jesus, and all those things. And so, I'm really excited for this year. But again, God provides, and he's the one that gives us this provision to do the ministry, but he does it through you. And so I know that I have joy over the fact that I get to support financially God's ministry here. And so I hope that brings you joy. I hope you have joy over the ministry that you get to support here, and your generosity, not just in financial giving, but your generosity in giving of your time, and giving of your relationship, and giving of your heart to see really this ministry go forward. And God's got big things for us in 2025. And so thank you so much for supporting us in this last year. And thank you for your ongoing support in this year to come.